If you've searched for Heavenly Delusion Season 2 in the last few months, you've probably seen a headline saying it's officially confirmed. Production I.G returning. Winter 2027. Full cast back. You've maybe also seen one saying Studio Pierrot is taking over and it's coming to Crunchyroll this year. Those two things cannot both be true, and I went through every source I could find to work out which one is, and the answer is neither. So here's what's actually been confirmed about Heavenly Delusion Season 2, what's been made up, and what the real signals tell us about whether this show is ever coming back. Quick context for anyone who needs it. Heavenly Delusion, Tengoku Daimakyou, aired spring 2023, 13 episodes, Production I.G, based on Masakazu Ishiguro's manga. It ended in June 2023 and then went completely silent. That silence is why this got messy. 3 years of nothing is 3 years of people filling the gap. Let's start with the one thing that genuinely happened. In October 2025, Kodansha filed a trademark for Heavenly Delusion on Chizai Watch. That's Japan's public trademark database. The filing went in on October 27th and was approved on November 5th. That's real. You can look it up. It's the first concrete movement on this property since the finale. But here's what a trademark filing actually means, because this is where most coverage goes wrong. A trademark is a company protecting a name. It covers merchandise, games, stage plays, re-releases, anything. It is not a production announcement. Publishers file these routinely and defensively. Even the outlets that reported it were careful about this at the time. The framing was, this is a legal breadcrumb, not a trailer, not key art, not a press release. So that's the honest floor. Something is moving at Kodansha. Nobody outside Kodansha knows what. Now, the part that matters. Since spring this year, articles have appeared claiming Season 2 is officially confirmed. One says Production I.G is returning, Hirotaka Mori directing, Winter 2027 premiere, announced at a special live stream event. Here's the problem. No other outlet reported that live stream. No key visual exists. Production I.G's official channels never posted it. And a separate article 2 months later claims something completely different. Studio Pierrot animating, Crunchyroll streaming, 2026 release. 2 confirmations, same series, incompatible details, neither with a primary source. That's the signature of AI-generated content farms. Sites that generate plausible-sounding anime news to catch search traffic. They're not lying deliberately so much as generating text that pattern matches what a real announcement looks like. And a French anime site did a proper audit of this in June and reached the same conclusion I did. No announcement from Production I.G, no announcement from the production committee, no press release, no key visual, no trailer. The social posts saying Season 2 expected are speculation presented as reporting. So, as of today, Heavenly Delusion, Season 2 has not been officially announced. If that changes, it'll come from the official anime site or Production I.G's verified accounts, not from a site you've never heard of. Okay, so it's not confirmed. Is it likely? 3 things point yes. 1. Source material. Season 1 adapted the first 6 volumes. The manga has continued well past that. There is comfortably enough material for a second season and arguably a third. That's usually the blocker, and here it isn't. 2. The trademark. Back to that filing. It doesn't prove a season, but publishers don't spend money protecting a name they've written off. 3. The streaming position. Heavenly Delusion sits on Disney Plus internationally under the Star label, and that licensing deal shows no sign of lapsing. Disney has been trying to build out its anime catalog to compete with Crunchyroll and Netflix. Handing a well-reviewed, distinctive title to a competitor makes no strategic sense, which incidentally is another reason to be skeptical of the Crunchyroll claim. And 2 things point no, or at least not soon. Studio capacity. Production I.G has been booked solid, Kaiju number 8, film projects, a heavy 2026 slate. Even with a green light, they'd need to find the room. Commercial performance. Season 1 was critically loved, but home video sales were reportedly soft and in the Japanese production model that matters more than review scores. Assuming it happens, and this is the part nobody's talking about, here's where the story goes. Season 1 ended with three big unresolved threads. The first is Maru's identity. The show heavily implies Maru isn't simply a boy traveling the wasteland, that he's connected to the facility, possibly a clone, possibly Tokyo's son. Season 1 gives you enough to suspect it and never confirms it. That's the pivot the next arc is built around. The second is the two timelines converging. The whole structure of Season 1 is the contrast, the sterile facility, the ruined outside, and the tension comes from not knowing how they connect, or even whether they're happening at the same time. The manga starts closing that gap. The third, and this is the one I want to spend a minute on, because it's the most interesting thing in this series and most recaps skip past it. Kiruko. Kiruko presents as a young woman. Kiruko's mind is Haruki's, a boy whose consciousness was transplanted into his sister's body after she died. Kiruko is his sister's name. He's been living in her body, using her name for the entire series. The show handles this with real care. It's not a gimmick or a joke. It's a slow, quiet study of someone navigating a body that isn't the one he grew up in, grieving a sister he's now wearing, and working out who he is in the middle of that. It's the most serious treatment of a body swap premise in mainstream anime, and it's a genuine plot pillar rather than a subplot. If season 2 happens, this is the thread that has the furthest to travel. One fair warning if you're going in fresh. The series contains some genuinely heavy material, including depictions of assault. It's not gratuitous, but it's there, and it's part of why the show is as unsettling as it is. So when? Here's the honest maths. Season 1 was announced in October 2022 and aired in April 2023, about 6 months from announcement to broadcast. That's a fast turnaround, and it means the production was already well underway before the public heard anything. Apply that. If an announcement lands in late 2026, you're looking at mid to late 2027. If nothing is announced this year, 2028 or later. And there's a real possibility it just doesn't happen. Plenty of well-reviewed shows never get a second season. Anyone giving you a confident date right now is guessing or generating. To sum up, the trademark is real. The confirmations are not. The source material exists. The streaming home is stable. The studio is busy, and nobody has announced anything. I'll update this the moment something official drops from an official source, not a content farm. If you want the full story of Season 1 before then, I've got a complete breakdown of the whole series linked below. It covers the facility, the man-eaters, and the full Kiruko backstory in detail. And if you found this useful, subscribe. I do this kind of breakdown regularly.